Thank you for joining me. This is Kati Whitledge with the Beyond the Technique podcast. You guys, we're together. It's my new studio, and it's not a new office for me. It's a new setup in the office where I can just sit back and enjoy and relax and be with you. And I figure I pay for this amazing hair, and now you get to see it. Priorities, right? I'm just so happy that we're together and it's Thursday. And today I'm going to talk to you about lessons I've learned having had over 140 employees. Some of you are following me on social media. If you're not, I have the link in our show notes, but you may have seen that recently I retired from salon ownership and now I'm full on with Maya, the CEO of Maya Marketing Software, which powers this podcast platform. And so I'm going to have a series coming up where I share that whole journey of salon succession. So even if you are in your first year of salon ownership or in your 15th or 25th year, it's going to be a great conversation. I'm going to get very raw and real in what that whole thing looked like, why it happened, how it happened, and just all the details behind it that I think is going to be really eye opening and helpful for you. Today, though, talking about lessons I've learned and having had over 140 employees across 16 years of salon ownership. And I think that this is going to be really powerful for you because, I've had a lot of time to reflect and think about, in hindsight, what had I learned? And this is one of those conversations. So, um, I'll tell you that some of our team members, and I didn't have all 140 plus employees at the same time. So this is over the course of time. And that's a lot of human beings to meet and be willing to invest in and embark on a journey with them. Um, and they entrust you with their livelihood, with their future. So it's a really big deal. Some of them stayed with me over 10 years and some less than 10 days. And that's the world we live in. But we are going to get into it. First off, um, number one is, and I'm going to tell you the backdrop for this, but getting along with everybody is key. But it doesn't mean you have to accept everybody. And that might sound a little counterintuitive to this world of being all inclusive and accepting of one another, but let me explain. I was told once that the best way to get along with others is not to expect them to be like you. Let me say that again. The best way to get along with others is to not expect them to be like you. And that really resonated with me. And as a salon owner for so many years, I really try to bend over backwards and meet people where they were at, accept them in their particular place in life, in the season they were in their journey. And I'm going to tell you why that's not the best approach. Now, it is the best approach to really work to get along with others because if you don't expect them to be like you, it means that you are willing to see them for who they are and still be accepting of them. It is truly at our core as individuals to be fully known, and yet fully loved. And we typically don't have both. This is why I believe in the Lord Jesus, because I know with him, I'm fully known and still fully loved. With some people, it's like that you feel like they love you, but what if they knew the whole you, everything? Would they still love you? This is like a fear of ours, right? So this is interesting that as owners, we really want people to feel like they're fully seen, heard, known, and truly, truly cared for. And that is a good thing. It's a very good thing. But where I messed up is that if we are fully accepting, then sometimes we're curating this team that is not in alignment with who you are as an owner and the values you have for your business. What you came in envisioning and the standards you wanted and the type of mentality people have. You see, that was the thing is people are going to come in with their own set of values, their own ways of looking at things. And while we can be accepting of that, it doesn't mean that you should bend to every single person's individualist perspective. So we can appreciate everybody's perspective and still stay true to our own vision and our own perspective. And here's what I learned in business coaching. So, way back when I was first a salon owner, I joined a coaching company called Action Coach, and it's actually not a coaching company within the beauty industry. I didn't even know there were beauty industry coaching companies at the time. So this was like a local professional that I saw speak at an event, and I'm like, man, this guy knows things I don't know. I need to learn from him. What is a cash flow forecast? Like, he was brilliant. And one of the lessons he taught me was this sense of like, I'm okay and you're okay, but that's not okay here. And what does this mean? This means like seeing people for who they really are, that they're okay. The way they think is fine. That's great. That's you. And we can be accepting of that, but it may not be acceptable here. And this is a big lesson for me is while we should really be loving and caring towards all people, it doesn't mean all people are the right fit for your business. And you cannot bend to every individual. You need to have, like, hey, if you can't see it this way, if your mindset is not on the same page with the mindset we have, and that we want to curate and we want to cultivate, you're great. It's just not a great fit here. And that's okay. And that is something I wish that I would have more courage to identify and make a decision on quicker than I did, because I just never gave up on people. Mainly, I didn't want people to give up on me. Aren't you like that as a salon owner? Like, don't give up on me. And so you feel bad giving up on others, but you're not really giving up on them. You're freeing them up to find their perfect place that they are truly aligned with. And you're opening the door then for the people that are truly aligned to join your team. I'm okay. You're okay. That's not okay here. So that's a lesson. I hope you have courage to really identify what you stand for, because if you don't know what you stand for, you might fall for anything. And that's not even a planned quote. I just thought of it and I needed you to know that that's so true. In being an owner, we try so hard to meet people where they're at, which is good. But if they do not come around um, to the mindset and standards you have, they're okay. It's just not okay here. And that really leads into my next lesson. This is an ego thing, you guys. I'll admit it. You cannot change people. You cannot change people. Now, in logic, we would all say that's so true. Like, of course not. People only have the power to change themselves. But if we're going to be really honest, as owners, we think we have the power to show people the light. If they could just see it this way, if I could just get them to see that this is the better way, or this is the path that's great for them. But here's the spoiler alert. You are not their savior. You cannot save everybody in every circumstance that they're in. And that's really just a pride thing. It's thinking more highly of your capabilities than you should. And it's okay to be confident that in the past you might have had a pep talk with somebody and they came around and really rose to that pep talk and were able to overcome it and shine through. But people are going to show you very quickly who they are. Um, and you need to believe them, you guys. People don't change, and you can't be the one oftentimes to bring people into a whole new way of thinking. We're just not that powerful. Many of you know that I'm a believer in Jesus, and I was listening to this podcast on church data. There is actual data for churches and leaders in churches, and one of the data points that's so interesting is that people are on their phones, on social media and online and on their phones over 40 hours per week. Now think about that for a minute. You know, most of us would die if we actually had to work a 40-hour work week. Some of you watching are like, yeah, I work 60-hour work weeks. Well, it doesn't feel like work, you guys, when we're in the industry that we love, right? And so what I mean is like that typical nightmare in an office cubicle, 9 to 5, 40-hour week job. Like we would never fathom that. And yet we as a society are on our phones for over 40 hours per week. And what was the point in regard to churches? The point was when you come to church for maybe up to 2 hours, one day a week, to be indoctrinated per se, or to learn the doctrine behind scripture, that's not enough to influence your life for real because you're being indoctrinated online for 40 hours. So you can't have that big of an influence. And the same is true as a salon owner. You are, yes, maybe present in the salon with your team, but you're not going to be right by each individual person's side all day long, all week long. They're going to leave. They're going to be in the break room. They're going to be around other people in the area that are in the industry and just online in general, looking at industry things. They are going to be indoctrinated with ideas and perspectives and influences that are beyond your control. So if people have a certain way of thinking and a mindset that doesn't seem to truly be in alignment yet again with your vision, your business, your standards, whatever it is, if they just can't come to see the light that you're hoping that they're going to see, then you might need to just be okay with that and say again, you're okay. I'm okay. This just is not okay here, just not a fit here. So, yes, you cannot change people. The third lesson I learned in having over 140 employees over 16 years as a salon owner is not everybody who starts with you is going to finish with you. Not everybody who starts with you is going to finish with you. And that feels so painful. But here's the deal, not everybody should. 90% of people that started with me did not finish with me, and it was their decision to move on. I do not give up on people. I would say like 10% were people that I chose to remove and have them exit the company. But otherwise, um, the 90% left me per se. But that was like also a hard mindset thing for me. I don't know if it's because I'm an Enneagram 3 and rejection is like my biggest fear, but I couldn't easily separate people leaving the business with people leaving me. Like they felt like the same thing. And this is also one of those challenging industries where it's so intimate and emotive that it's hard not to take it personally when you build this personal and life investing relationship with people. um, and I know it's the right thing to say, like, hey, people move on. They're in your life for a reason or a season or a lifetime. And you just want to cherish whatever amount of time you were meant to have with one another. And it's yet harder to really accept because, again, we are built for community and relationship. And this type of business it's not often that people exit in a way where it's like, "Oh, now when I run into you at Target or shopping somewhere, we're gonna be like, 'Oh my gosh, how are you? Let's hug and catch up.'" It does not feel that way, does it? Do you hopefully you have that with some people. I know I have that with some people, but it's not the majority, and that is a very tough pill to swallow for this industry. But I just want to encourage you, like, not everybody's gonna who starts with you is gonna finish with you, but actually they probably shouldn't. I will tell you some of my major, major growth, personally, professionally, the business growth that we've had came right after losing great people from the team. It forces you to think creatively about challenges, to think differently about the business model, the structure. It basically takes you out of your comfort zone. And when you're outside of your comfort zone, that's when you go into your stretch zone. I'm being stretched right now. So I either need to adopt new things, adapt to new things. I need to change. What is it that I really reflect on to move forward in a new, positive, or just different way than I have been now? Or what does this new dynamic look like within the salon? So, all of it is an opportunity for growth if we allow it to be, but letting yourself be okay with those seasons of people exiting, whether it's you parting ways with them or they parting ways with you. The next lesson in having over 140 employees over 16 years in the salon is you are stronger than you think. Let me say that to your face again. You are stronger than you think. Oh, you guys, they feel like they are many. Like you look at the team that is within your company and it's like there's so many people. Um you are one person. They would not have what they have without it being what you brought to the table. It's what you brought to the table. Your connections, you guys, your grit, your creativity, your work ethic, your faith, your relentlessness, your resilience to adversity, just being resilient in general. Um, People will come and go, but you are going to stand the test of time because you have to be the one to live with yourself forever. I put out a post a little bit ago that was like, other people might come and go out of your life. Other people may be for you one day or one season of your life and be against you, literally, another season of your life. But you always have to believe in yourself. And I think that as owners, you can take sometimes hit after hit after hit, but you're the one bouncing back every time, aren't you? So you are the strong one. Not everybody out there is going to put themselves in that situation where they're subject to be left, lost, or on the line. You're the one that put your life on the line. I know many of you put your homes on the line. You're personally guaranteeing the lease you're in. This is one of the biggest risks you could ever take because you're relying on another human being who is going to curate relationships with the customers of your business that are going to provide the revenue for your business to be sustainable. And when they leave, a lot of times those customers leave as well. And so it's a very risky business to get into. And yet none of us get into it because of the data points or the numbers or the profit margin percentages. We get into it because we love the craft, we love the industry, and we love the people. So you are stronger than you think. And you just keep that freaking head up. I remember losing a team member, and one of our software company team members, hi Danielle, I love you, sent me flowers and the card said, just keep your head up. Like she knows the real me. And that's like being fully known and fully loved. Like, and just keep your head up. And if you ever need a hype girl in your corner to speak truth, actual truth in your life, help coach you on getting up today, tomorrow, the next day, you just let me know. You just DM me and your girl's got your back because this is not for everybody. And you have to remember that you're the one that put yourself out there and you're going to be the one to get back up and stay strong and do it over and over again. Over the course of 16 years, more than once, I had to rebuild a 7-figure revenue business. And I did more than once. And obviously not alone. You can never do it alone, but it's still up to you alone to rally people to get them. You are not a leader if you don't have followers. You still have to influence and bring people around you that believe in what you believe in and want to go together with you towards your goals. So you are the one doing that and you just stay that freaking course, you guys. You got this. And finally, the 5th lesson that I've learned over having over 140 employees is they are going to be your best teachers. Your employees are going to be the best teachers you have in your life. The more you lead, the more you're going to learn about yourself, the systems of your business, any gaps you have, your strengths and weaknesses. They literally become a mirror. Have you ever heard the kind of scenario of like being married is actually like your spouse becomes a mirror to the most amazing things about yourself and also the worst things about yourself? That's the role of the spouse. They become that mirror to you. Well, so will your team members. Your team members become mirrors to all of you. They're going to see your flaws. They're going to recognize your strengths, your weaknesses, your ups, your downs, and you're going to see by having them your biggest areas for growth, the way your biggest bragging capabilities. Like you're going to recognize the things that you can bring to the table that are really good things, but you're also going to have your biggest insecurities revealed. It is a very vulnerable place to be, but it's such a beautiful gift as well. And really, that's my message for you is to look at having employees as a gift. You are gaining experience that you'd never get anywhere else. You can't get this from school and any other way. And even if you are in a corporation and you're middle management, let's say I used to have a friend who loved climbing the corporate ladder, and she would tell me, "I oversee 30 employees. These are my employees," she would say. And I never gave her any crap for that or judged it. But in my mind, I was like, you can't ever know what it's really like to have actual employees until your livelihood depends on them and they are depending on you for their livelihood. You guys, that is super, super different. And nobody's going to understand that until they're in it themselves. You just cannot get that experience without doing it full on. And it's just going to impact your decisions, every conversation, every season you're in, every interaction. It's powerful. It's so rare to have this opportunity, but you have been called to this. You've been called to be a salon owner. You've been called to this vocation, this industry, this role in life. And you guys, you are uniquely created for such a time as this. So step into the fullness of this opportunity and embrace every good and ugly thing that can come from it because it's all a gift. It's all meant to teach you, shape you, and really build just this beautiful story for your life and who you are always evolving and becoming. You never stay the same. That's a total myth. You are always changing whether you want to be or not, and you want it to be for the better. So just stay around really positive influences, and hopefully stay with me and watching our Thursday conversations together. If you're listening today and you want to start watching and see the new studio set up, go and click on the link in our show notes to watch today's conversation on YouTube. Until next time, everybody, have an awesome day and stay strong.